By now, you may have seen this story if if you follow politics at all, but if you haven't, wow. One of the Department of Justice's own lawyers asked the judge to find her, hold her in contempt of court so she can go to jail so she could get some fucking sleep. I'm not joking. Watch this.
Every single American who cares about liberty and freedom needs to hear this. And not just a headline, not a little summary. I want you to see this with your own two eyes. I'm going to walk you through this hearing that happened yesterday in Minnesota with attorneys for ICE. We're diving right in. So the court's like, hey, everybody, thanks for coming. We're literally just here today to talk about the government's non-compliance with court orders. Court orders are not optional. The government wants to detain this many people, including this many people who are lawfully here, then it assumed a corresponding obligation to ensure that it could comply with the Constitution. Your volume is not justification for diluting constitutional rights and never can be. It actually heightens the need for care. Having too many detainees, too many cases, too many deadlines, and not enough infrastructure to keep up with it is not a defense to continued detention. It is a warning sign. Now the attorney for ICE comes in. She's like, well, I was brought in to help with all the claims of unlawful detentions. I've literally only been here for 4 weeks, and I wasn't given any guidance or direction on what I needed to do. They just threw me in the well and said, here you go. Wow. Judge is like, let's look at one of these situations where you didn't comply with an order. I told you to let this guy go and give me an update in 2 days. I didn't get an update. I told you to give me an update. I didn't get an update again. Then I find out from the guy's attorney that he's still detained. I said, immediately give me an update. Nothing. It says, obviously this isn't workable. The attorney says, yeah, I'm trying my very best to come up with a system, but sometimes I can't even access my email. It starts talking about this other case. He's like, I told you to release this guy, and 9 days later, you still haven't released him. But instead of going back to Minnesota, I find out he's going to New Mexico. So I tell you, explain to me why this guy's going to New Mexico. You tell me, fine, we're bringing him back to Minnesota, but I actually need more time because we have some safety concerns. So by the way, it's been 13 days since you've unlawfully detained this person. This day, you've never told me what the apparent safety concern was. He's like, look, I can't get my client, the government, to do literally anything. I threatened to quit. I threatened to resign. But if I leave, nobody's going to do this. And then she says this. Sometimes I wish you would just hold me in contempt, Your Honor, so that I can have a full 24 hours of sleep. System sucks. This job sucks.
Wow.
I did try to get transferred out of this job, but no one was willing to come here and talk to you. That goes on to explain, like, look, another piece of this problem is that you guys need so much judicial handholding because DHS just keeps treating people inhumanely. So, like, I order the release of somebody who should have never been detained in the first place, and then I find out that you put them on the street with just the clothes on their back and try to tell them, oh, you figure out how to get halfway across the country. So now I have to address that. Or then I find out that you just released somebody outside when it's minus 14 out. So now I have to tell you that you can't do that. Finding out that you're releasing people I told you to release, but you're putting ankle monitors on them when I never told you to do that. So now I have to address that. Court says, look, I've got like 90 violations of court orders just in January. I've got another 10 in the last week. Like, what is going on? Ask DHS's attorney, have you ever seen any type of non-compliance like this in your career? I have not in my career, Your Honor. Attorney for the detainees comes in and she says this is all their strategy. They just detain as many people as possible, cause chaos, and they think they're going to figure out the details later. Clients are without food, clean clothes. They're subjected to physical danger. They have terrible conditions of confinement. They're eating food that they conflate with dog food. These agents are telling him he might as well just deport herself because you don't have any chance of getting out of here, and they won't let my clients talk to me. I've had so many clients just left on the side of the road without a coat, wallet, phone, or anything. It's 0 degrees outside. Why do we need a court order to tell the government to not put someone's life in danger? These were frivolous petitions, but we're filing so many because that's how many people are being unlawfully detained right now. That was the full hearing. That was your government's own testimony on what is happening and why.
It's being run like a Trump business. Fuck it. Just throw some shit against the wall and see what sticks. A DOJ lawyer said, sometimes I wish you would just hold me in contempt of court so I can get 24 hours of sleep. That's where we are as a country right now, folks. That's how fucking bad shit is.